Hello and welcome back to the channel. Those eagle-eyed amongst you may recognise this bench from another video I did. I'm in one of my favourite cemeteries in Bristol, and the last time I was here it was to try and photograph jays. Now today I'm going to be a lot less species specific, but I think it's going to be a lot harder. So I'm armed solely with my tripod, camera, a wide angle lens and a wireless shutter, and I'm going to try and utilise this beautiful cemetery, almost taking a landscape shot but with a bird in the frame. And I'll take you on a walk to show you some compositions that I've been thinking of, and then the reality of how hard this is actually going to be. Right, well I hope you can see me. First things first, what I'm going to do is just walk around and see if I can find any compositions that I think could work and where I want the bird. So maybe like that. I'm just going to take some shots. I'll show you my thoughts. Basically I want the bird to be stood out, or this trunk could be quite nice. What about like that? Looking for things that the birds can land on and stand out, so there's probably, hopefully, nothing directly behind where they're going to land. But yeah, there's myriad options here. What about like that? Using this as a leading line. Not really. Or quite like this. You get all sorts of almost like knocked over. That would be nice. And I want to try and get all of these in at, well, 12mm on my OM-1, so equivalent 24mm. That could be very nice actually. Just for starters. Oh, that's nice actually. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Getting loads of them in, just trying to make sure that it's not too messy. Maybe like that, no. But you see, like here you've got this gravestone that's sort of fallen over. That could be quite cool. Adds a bit of a spooky element. It's all about playing around really. Right, I need to decide on one specific composition. Right, well I think I've settled on a composition that I'm happy with. We'll see. This will work to start with. I mean, this could be to end with as well, because I don't actually know if this is going to work. But I'll show you. I've baited this top bit here with peanuts, and now all I've got to do is wait. No idea how long for. Could be all day. We'll see. Right, I'm going to go back to the safe space of the bench. So if you've not seen the other video, the main tactic I do here to lure the birds in, very nice song, is to bait with peanuts around loads of different gravestones here. And that basically means I can sit on this bench with a long lens and keep changing composition wherever they come and land. Now, that's great when, like I said, I've got a camera I can move with a long lens. However, because my setup is away from me It's a wide angle. I can only really get away with baiting one specific area, because if I bait everywhere else, I'm just going to be sat here very frustrated, looking at all the birds coming in and knowing that I can't take a photo of them. Now what I've tried to do to get things started is start by baiting the whole area, just to get the birds coming in, and that has worked. However, as soon as I try to test just putting them in one specific area, it's gone very, very quiet. Whether it's going to stay like that, I don't know. I surely hope not. In truth, this is kind of a proof of concept to see whether it's worth me dedicating my time trying to perfect this shot over days and days and days. I just wanted to come out here and start off a bit of a project, really. Whether this project is going to get off the ground or not, I don't know. But I don't see why the birds wouldn't end up coming in. It might just take multiple days. But saying that, it's only been 10 minutes, so we'll see. This poses a few challenges photographically. One, I can't change my camera settings, so I'm having to use an auto mode. I've gone fully manual but with auto ISO, and I've brought the exposure compensation down by, I can't even remember, either 2/3 of a stop or one stop. Just that if anything that's got white on it lands and that sun is out, I want to try and maintain some detail in there. And on to number two, speaking of the sun, I don't know how long I'm going to be here, and the direction of the sun is obviously constantly changing, which can completely change a photo. For this, I just want one shot, pretty much front lit. I mean, it's going to be semi-side lit here, but I'm just going to be happy with anything landing there, really. And number three, if this is a shot that, oh, a couple of magpies. No. If this is a shot that I'm going to want to perfect, I don't want any food in the shot. For this, I've just shoved loads of peanuts down just to try and make it as obvious as possible to the birds that there's food there. But if this is something that I want to absolutely nail, ideally, you won't be able to see any peanuts in the shot. So that's something else I'm going to have to think about further down the line. This type of photography where you're just waiting for that one specific shot certainly has its pros and its cons. At the moment, it's now been an hour and nothing's come down. I'm feeling the cons. You just feel like you're not doing anything, even though I could be taking way more photos of birds all around. And normally that has been my way of going about shooting, but I think over the last year I've tried to be a bit more considered with exactly what shots I want, and I think to be able to achieve that, you need to be going back to a place constantly, understanding what the subjects are doing, understanding what the light's doing, having almost like a preset composition in mind, or a specific detail you want to pick out, or something like that. And when it works, it's incredibly satisfying. But when it doesn't work, it can feel like you just sat doing nothing, which is how I feel now. Come on. I'm waiting here until I get something. I think it's quite good to challenge yourself. I've been doing a lot more wide angle photography, just going out with one specific lens that's not my long lens, and it does limit you. But again, if you're going somewhere over and over again, you've probably taken a lot of the shots that you can get with your longer telephoto lens. Oh, I can see a green woodpecker. You see, this is now the time where I'm regretting not having a long telephoto lens with me. Okay, maybe the idea for future videos, if I do this, is to bring a second body with a long lens. Because, God, I love green woodpeckers. And I've always found them pretty hard to photograph. But this location is pretty good for them. But that's not the point. I'm sticking to wide angle shots because I can come back here whenever I want and do long telephoto lens stuff. We plough on. Oh, well, there's a squirrel coming up. So, can it find the food? If the squirrel comes up, do I think that's a successful proof of concept? Maybe. Go on. Yeah, it's there. Okay. Hopefully that worked. Oh, there's a jay in the vicinity. I can hear it. Okay, I can't hear it now. Oh, there it is. Oh, the bloody squirrel's on it. Yeah. Well, the jay flew by. They definitely saw there was food there. And I might have captured it on the camera. I don't know. That's the other frustrating thing is I don't even know what shots I've got. Oh, well, let's hope it sticks around. Well, I think I'm going to leave it here for today. I've been sat here for about 3 hours and I've got many visits from a squirrel and also that jay flyby. Is that enough to continue with this as a project? I think it probably is. As nice as it's been to be set out in the sun for once, it probably means that there's been more natural food sources around, so then these birds are less likely to come down to the nuts that I've put out. I think what I'm going to do is come back in November, December time when it's colder, there are fewer natural food sources around, and birds get less timid. They're way more likely to come into food. So yeah, I think it'll be a December job, wrapped up warm with a flask, sat here and trying it all over again. Because I think, in my mind's eye, the finished photo, or finished photos, will be worth it, but we'll see. I apologise if this has been a particularly boring vlog. It's been a lot of me just talking to you about the ideas that I've got and, well, just me waiting around for a while. So hopefully some of you have at least found this interesting. I'm going to leave it there. So thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.